Inge Lotz, 22, was brutally murdered in her flat in broad daylight in the autumn of 2005, shocking the lively town of Stellenbosch, noted for its wine and student life. For several months following her passing, practically every newspaper in the nation had a picture of her smiling face on the front page, and nearly 2 decades later, her case is still in the news as she is one of several murders in South Africa that have never been solved. This is the story of 2 families who were victimized by the criminal justice system, and the accused, who fought for years to establish his innocence. But the question remains unanswered even after all these years: who brutally murdered this beautiful girl? Inge was an only child who received a lot of attention from her parents. She had excellent musical and mathematical skills. At the University of Stellenbosch, where she excelled academically in her actuarial science courses, she met her first boyfriend, Fred Vyver. Fred was tall, clever, and quite confident, and together they made a stunning pairing. Less than a year had passed since they started dating, but their future was certain because Inge had informed her parents that they would soon be getting married. However, destiny had different plans for them. It was a typical day in Poland on March 16, 2005, at 8:15 a.m., when Inge Lotz bid her lover, Fred Vyver, goodbye. Unfortunately, he had to show up for a university class. That was the last time he saw her alive. At 10:36 that evening, Inge's body was discovered in her apartment. It came as a shock when a fingerprint discovered by the police on a DVD holder was identical to Fred Vyver, Inge's lover. The fact that Inge rented the DVD only a few hours before she passed away indicates that Fred was with her that afternoon. He asserts that he was at work all day, 50 kilometers away. The police detained Fred Vyver for killing because of this damning fingerprint evidence. Additionally, the authorities discovered an ornate hammer in Fred's car, which may have been the source of the head wounds. The Mollet investigation was launched in 2012 after Thomas Mollet, a forensic consultant, discovered that Pat Wertheim, a fingerprint expert, had secretly and unusually modified an experiment to obtain a lift from a drinking glass that was more similar to the lift the police had lifted off the DVD cover. The remaining pieces of evidence in the case, including the hammer and the bloodstain on the bathroom floor, were then subjected to the same exacting scientific analysis. The obvious conclusion was that the defense witnesses, who insisted that the police's lift came from a drinking glass and that the hammer was too tiny to have caused Inge's head wounds, had misled the court. However, according to a number of international fingerprint experts, the fingerprint was taken from a drinking glass rather than a DVD holder. According to these experts, the police manufactured the fingerprint lift on purpose to put Fred in jail. Fred was found not guilty by the court following a sensational 9-month trial. According to a report, Judge Dion Van Ziel stated that Vyver had no cause to kill his fiancée and that his alibi at work at the time of the murder had to be believed to be plausible. The judge ruled that Vyver could not have left his job the afternoon of the murder, traveled to Lotz's Stellenbosch home, attacked her, and then returned to his business within 2 hours. Additionally, he criticized the police investigation and claimed that neither the state's forensic evidence nor its efforts to establish a motive, jealousy, could survive scrutiny. So, who could have murdered her then? This is something that everyone is still thinking about after all these years of the murder. What are your thoughts about it? Do you think the court did justice by releasing Fred Vyver and declaring him not guilty? Let us know your thoughts in the comment box below. We'll see you next time.